Welcome back. It is November 3rd, 2024. This is Forza Drift Event Season 5, Round 3 at Laguna Beach. Today are the main head-to-head battles between our top 32 drivers from yesterday's qualifying session. We had a total of 9 scores in the 90s club. Definitely not the most we've ever had, but a testament to how much preparation drivers have had for Long Beach, and those with that most seat time, the most time set on track and preparing their cars definitely came out in style this weekend. And of course, our top 32 bracket is going to be is obviously ready for us, but we'll go ahead and take another look at the track showcase. Before we do that, of course, joining me is Addict Actual, the judge number 1 line judge for the day, who will also be, doing his thing with me on the panel.
Yeah, being real awkward and just talking a little bit.
So I mean, hey, the clarification that you provide when I'm like lost of, whether it's like details of the rule book, all that kind of stuff is super appreciated, and also kind of like a deeper insight into drifting, as I know you've been watching drifting competitions for such a long time now. You can kind of give a lot more insight into what we're seeing. But I guess with that said, Yesterday's qualifying session kind of set the stage for what mistakes we're going to be expecting a lot. We have the track showcase on the screen right now. Obviously, the judge section begins right before a decel zone and a change into outer zone 1, 2, and 3. What do you think is going to be different about today's head-to-head tandems? Like, do you think the same mistakes are going to be being made by the lead drivers? Do you think chase drivers are going to have a particularly hard time somewhere on the track? What do you see happening here? What's the challenge for today?
I'd say the big thing for the lead drivers is going to be at the initiation. We said it before, but this is one place where you get it perfect, you're great. But if you don't, then you're going to struggle with it. The second place that I see a lot of people having problems, and this will be more for the chase, would be right before the touch and go. Yeah. Everybody kind of goes through there just a little bit differently, and while some of them might be wrong, some of them are not, and it's going to be hard for everybody to judge that.
We saw that yesterday, just the timing. There's only 2 transitions on the track, so timing your transitions yesterday during qualifying was a big difference between who was able to make it into the hairpin and who just went straight off track. Also, the timing of the transition between OZ1 and OZ2 on your screen right now, the timing for that sets up your line and your speed for OZ3. Taking an awkward line through OZ3, again, it just compounds those issues. So the lead driver definitely has their work cut out for them. And this decel zone right here into the inside clip, I feel like we're going to see some things happen here for the chase driver as well. But without further ado, let's go ahead and take it to the top 32 bracket. We'll look at what we should be expecting for this first convoy. We have on the top left side of your screen, Karma Mark IV taking on YSS Digital, IX Baz taking on OG Old School, YSS Preem versus solo driver JDM Caliber, Fly Fuzzball with CCX taking on solo driver Jetstream, T Masters with D2D. I think he's on door-to-door action, correct? Actually, Team Masters is on the bottom left, so that's actually your top 8 drivers right there in our first convoy, ending with Fly Fuzzball and Jetstream. We're beginning with that first top left side of your bracket. We're going to go down to the top 8, the top 4, and then finally, or top 16 rather, top 8, and then the top 4 drivers. We'll make our way around the bracket, continuing on with the top right. But as it is time for us to begin, let's go on over to the track and have our first go at it. It's going to be not EDM Samurai. We're going to be seeing Karma and YSS Digital up first. This is going to be a good head-to-head. Definitely a solid way to start out the day. Karma ended yesterday with our #1 qualifying score of 94, and I believe YSS Digital had a high 80s, perhaps like an 86 to 89, somewhere around there. So 2 drivers that understand the track, and it's just going to come down to the details of the chase and lead challenging. We have Digital right here. Okay. All right, I think we are ready to go. And make sure I am on the right distance away here in the camera car. And here we're off with the first head-to-head battle of our top 32 here at Long Beach in round 3. A little bit of a bumper rash there on OZ2. Karma putting up a good lead so far. A bit late on the transition with a wall hit and then contact between both drivers right before the hairpin. See, this is going to be a tight corridor. We know this is a tight corridor. That hairpin is going to provide a lot of challenges for drivers, especially if they get a bit of a late transition for the hairpin there after the touch and go. We're not even going to switch it on over. We're just going to stay here on this screen, and we're going to drive on back to the starting area. It's not too bad of a view. We have the Horizon Festival balloons in the distance. It's not too shabby. Okay. Now it's YSS Digital's chance to take the lead. Karma definitely had an issue on that lead. Caused a little bit of contact, but I think Digital actually handled it pretty well. And was able to maintain control and continue the drift without too much issue. A little bit of contact early on between both drivers. Very stable. There's another wall tap. Just lots of wall taps going on. A late transition into the hairpin, so we're going to end up getting that bit of a sharper line through the last area in that inner clip. But still not too bad. Good first run. Let's take it over to judge's decision. So I think the mistake from Karma might have cost him a little bit more than Digital. Digital definitely had a late transition, but there was, I think, less wall hits coming out from Digital, and I think that was allowed him to take a bit of a better line through the hairpin, although both drivers did have trouble there at that touch and go area. So perhaps coming down to some initiation difference or OZ1. Looks like Judge 3 has a YSS Digital advance. Very, very close for our first head-to-head. And Judge 1, Judge 2 taking their time to actually, of course, there it is, YSS Digital. It is a unanimous decision. YSS Digital takes out Karma Mark IV in the first round. Only able to make it into the top 32. A great qualifying run yesterday, but the head-to-head battle today is a whole new ball game. The tightness of the track is a trademark of Long Beach, and it's a very simple mistake, so they're going to separate the competitors here. And as I say that, we have another incredible duo right here. This is going to be IX Baz, leader of CCX and previous judge for FDE, taking on OG Old School, rocking a YSS. Wait, is that Digital? What? Oh, it should be IX Baz and Old School. I'm not sure why YSS Digital is in the head-to-head here. Yeah, we're gonna continue on fighting for these top 16 positions. We have a few more. Here we go. That looks more like it. Beautiful. I think that's a GT86. But either way, Supra GT86 on the line, ready to go. Okay. Looks like they want one more second to get going. Okay. Okay, I guess maybe I'll go over to the judges panel and make sure that we're good. Okay, I don't see any messages from our judges, so maybe just Baz being a little bit hesitant here. All right, here we go. Kind of an awkward start. Definitely hot out the gate. Such a smooth entry for Baz. I love seeing that. Purely using the car's momentum, kind of causing issues for chase driver Old School, creating a bit of a gap here, but Baz just looking absolutely established in his lead line. Oh my god, what a great lead from IX Baz. A little bit of a challenge for chase driver Old School on the entry, creating a little bit of contact due to an awkward or a bit more of a shallow line there. Opening up a gap that just could not be closed for the rest of the track. And it is not a long track. That's going to be definitely a big deal on this track, is how you handle the initiation, decel zone, and outer zone 1, as there's not much time to make up for mistakes. And here we are back. OG Old School in the lead. But like I said, Baz going for pure weight transfer initiation here instead of an e-brake. having a little bit of a correction there for his entry, but definitely the proximity is tighter for Baz on the OZ2, OZ3 section. We'll see how lead driver OG Old School handling the touch and go beautifully. A little bit of a gap opening up there during the hairpin for IX Baz. Old School is just so close to the wall on the touch and go. A solid run from both drivers as we get back over to the starting line. Let's take it to the judges panel. Gonna be definitely favoring Baz purely because of the proximity throughout the track, and it looks like Judge 1 and Judge 3 agree. It is an IX Baz victory in the top 32, sending himself into the top 16, and OG Old School packing. OG Old School with a really great run there. I would say the initiation kind of took it away from him there on his chase run, but it's a difficult initiation for all drivers here. Solid run nonetheless. Great stuff. Let's see more from our next set of drivers. It's going to be YSS Preem and JDM Caliber in the chase. Gotta love the E92. I'm excited for this one. Oh my God, that initiation is massive from Preem. Absolutely 90 degrees sideways, leaving JDM Caliber perhaps questioning himself there in the chase. Some contact and straightening out. Let's see if he DNFs the lead driver with... Oh, that's a beautiful recovery from Caliber there at the end. A little bit of an awkward run through OZ3 into the touch and go for JDM Caliber on the chase. Straightening out through that touch and go, but a beautiful recovery for the hairpin. Getting right back into the pocket for that last section of the track. Can definitely appreciate that. We've said it before and we'll say it again. There's definitely skill to be had in recovering from small mistakes like that. Definitely shows the competitor mental, whatever. Competitor's metal. That's a thing, right? Anyways, Caliber in the lead, excuse me, and Preem in the chase. Super fast down the straight. Great OZ1, a little bit of contact there, not causing too much of a problem yet, but more contact in OZ2 and 3. Will there be more contact on the touch and go? Definitely not. Very close proximity here through the hairpin, looking solid. I would expect a little bit more of an issue from those wall bumps, but it looked like JDM Caliber was able to control it no problem on the lead. And the proximity from Preem was definitely very tight. Now, I think the difference there is definitely going to be between the chase driver, both chase driver runs. You had JDM Caliber unfortunately straightening out the vehicle in his chase. Let's go over to the judges panel. Excuse me. Apparently, I have forgotten. It is YSS Preem on the advance into the top 16. JDM Caliber definitely just taking the defeat from that straighten out at the touch and go. Preem was able to match the angle and the transition at that point, giving him the advantage on that chase. Now we have Fly, Fuzzball, and Jetstream. Fly Fuzzball is going to be in the lead, and from yesterday, the initiation that Fly Fuzzball had, he had missed a zone and still was able to get into a 90s club position because of how solid the rest of the track was and how much commitment and smooth drifts he had throughout the rest of the course. But the commitment on the initiation was really incredible. I'm interested in seeing how much he commits to another backy here in a tandem.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the drivers in one of the battles I was looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, let's see how he handles it. He's in the new Toyota Soarer. Definitely having some trouble keeping up. Almost crazy crazy gap right now, trying to catch up and trying to get into. And it looks like he finishes that on the other side of the fence here. Unfortunately for Jetstream here, just not able to complete the run there. That's going to be a chase DNF. So now it is basically all up to Fly Fuzzball. If Fly Fuzzball can complete his chase, whether the proximity is there or not, all he has to do is not be left in the dust and not make a mistake that causes that chase DNF. He might not even know that the, well, I mean, considering how far back he was, he probably gets it now, but I'm sure he knows what he has to do to finish off this battle. And Jetstream hopefully just going to shake off the nerves and do his thing. Just gonna go have fun with it, leave it up to Fly Fuzzball, maybe. Just going all out on this last turn. Again, with speed management is a big deal for the chase driver here, considering how Jetstream's car is handling. It doesn't have a lot of speed. So we're gonna have situations like this where it slows down quite a bit on that corner. A little bit of contact is nothing too bad, so definitely going to be a massive advantage for Fuzzball on that. Didn't really see a massive initiation like we did yesterday, but it doesn't look like he needs it.
No, I talked to him a little bit the other night, or last night, and he definitely said he was going to tune it back a little bit, so he didn't end up in a problem.
Well, it paid off. Top 16 for Fly Fuzzball and Jetstream. Congrats on the top 32, but looking forward to round 4. Okay, now on to the top 32 bracket one more time. I believe that rounds off our top 16. We now have YSS Digital and IX Baz going for the top 8 position here in round 3, while Preem will be waiting for Fly Fuzzball, with Fly Fuzzball after Baz and Digital. Looks like we're going to have YSS Digital in the lead first. Now, would you say that there's a big advantage to going first in the chase or first in the lead? Or is it really just not? Is it preference? What do you think?
I think it'd be a little bit of preference. Me personally, I like doing my leads first. I'd rather get it out of the way, find out what kind of chase they're going to do, which kind of tells me what I need to do.
Yeah, true. All right. YSS Digital in the lead, Baz in the chase. Big head-to-head here, 2 veteran drivers. Definitely getting a little bit of a rolling start there, taking out 1 cone on the way out, but no big deal. Hitting the wall on the initiation. Let's see if that's going to cost him in the OZ1 area. A little bit of contact there from Baz, but he definitely did what he could to minimize the impact, the transfer of energy there, though. Very sweet looking synchronized transition into the hairpin, looking solid from both driver. A little bit of an awkward wall tap from Digital on the initiation. I think that definitely lost him a lot of speed that Baz wasn't expecting. And then another little bit of contact. Both drivers kind of straightening out just a touch on that OZ1 area, but getting through the rest of the track pretty much clearly.
Yeah, that's the thing about Long Beach. You don't go off track. There's a wall there.
Yeah. All right. Baz in the lead. Fighting for a top 8 position in round 3. 2 of our podium drivers from round 2 at Oman. YSS Digital taking that inside line, kind of touching those rumbles there, but doing what he can to make sure he does not leave the pocket of lead driver Baz. Definitely showing that he has the proximity dialed in. Even some more contact there on the hairpin. Oh my God. Digital definitely coming out trying to make a statement. You can see how much effort he put into maintaining that tight proximity before the transition to the touch and go. After that nice transition, finding that pocket really quickly on that hairpin as well. Incredible lead from Baz. You know, that's the thing about that initiation too, is the choice for Baz to use the body's weight, the car body weight, and it paid off. IX Baz with an advance into the top 8, taking out YSS Digital from the round. Digital, of course, the top 16. I mean, he's going to be getting points for that in the championship standing. Definitely, you know, adding to his chances for competing for the podium in the championship series at the end of the season. Of course, we're only halfway through, but 2 drivers here that are definitely be counting all of the points that they can possibly get here. But Baz heading on in the top 8, going to be really happy with that. That was a very close run.
Yeah, it was definitely a good battle.
Now, what came down to the decision there? Because I thought it was going to be a lot closer, but it didn't seem like there was much time on the deliberation.
Baz had a little bit better lead. There was a point where Digital had a mistake, which is what caused a little bit of separation from Baz in his chase, but the chases were pretty similar otherwise. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the initiation over the rumbles. That kind of set him up for like missing that outer zone 1 spot. Yeah. Small things. When you get into the high, I mean, we're only here fighting for top 8s right now, but when you get into those high skill veteran drivers, you can really just see that the difference is so small. It comes down to brass tacks. Here we have another top 8 battle. It should be YSS Preem taking on CCX Fly Fuzzball. Fuzzball will be in the chase first. And YSS Preem finding his way up to the track. They're all invisible behind me, but we'll go ahead and just enjoy some downtime here. Not really too much because I don't want to go AFK. Thanks, Forza. I wish that was a setting we could change, you know?
Yeah, there's a couple things that we wish we could change about this.
One driver is stuck in rewind. Okay, I see. Thank you. Just waiting on Forza to cooperate with us. Looks like he's here. All right. Forza is a little bit turbulent today, but that's okay. Preem, it looks like he's ready. Fuzzball in the chase, ready to go. And we're off. A little bit of a late start for Fly Fuzzball. A big gap before the initiation. He's going to have to make up this space somehow. Looks like he is ready for the challenge. His back tire barely touching that OZ1, but he finds his way back up to the door. A little bit shaky here for chase driver Fly Fuzzball, but he is doing a fantastic job finding his way back up the track. I thought it'd be more difficult for these drivers to make up lost time or lost space early on, but Fly Fuzzball proving me wrong. Kind of just taking a little bit more shallow of a line through OZ1. Able to make up a lot of that time, but try to make it through there scot-free, but it can't. All right. Now Fly Fuzzball's turn to lead Preem through the track. We'll see how Preem manages his speed in the chase here. Definitely out the gate earlier than Fly Fuzzball was. Very close to the wall on that initiation. Little bit of contact there from chase driver Preem. Not as much angle, unfortunately. Perhaps struggling to get the angle he wants at the speed that the lead driver is forcing him into. But doing a good job through the touch and go. So clean, so close. Fantastic run there from both drivers, but that chase might have made the difference. The angle that Preem was able to have through OZ2 and OZ3 was the biggest difference for me. But Fuzzball doing a fantastic job in the lead there. Obviously very, very comfortable with this car. Looks like the judges are having some time to discuss. Sometimes it's an instantaneous decision. Sometimes it takes a little bit of rewind magic from YouTube to let the judges review what exactly took place. Could very well be our first OMT, Judge 1 OMT, and all three agree. One more time from CCX, Fly Fuzzball, and YSS Preem. I'm sure Preem is going to be happy about that. I know he probably thinks he can get a better chase run out of it, perhaps a better lead run too. I think Fly Fuzzball has things pretty locked in. We'll see what happens here on this one more time. Let's go back to the track. Get ready for Preem to lead us through the track one more time. A top 8 Battlefly Fuzzball outside of the gate, quicker than he was before. Not as much room to make up this time around. Big initiation, lots of deceleration there, and contact causing the lead driver to go into the wall. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to fare here, but that was definitely some really tough contact there. I think Preem went for a e-brake initiation that caused him to decelerate a lot more than Fly Fuzzball perhaps anticipated. And Fly Fuzzball hitting the driver too much speed, not able to get enough grip to brake in time, and sending Preem into the wall at OZ1. Both drivers kind of nodding to each other, knowing that that was going to be a DNF on someone's part. The round looked pretty over pretty quick. It's unfortunate. We'll see how the judges deliberate on that later, but now it is Fuzzball's turn to take us through. Both drivers are going to want to perform here, as this is basically the only chance they both have to display what they got for this OMT. Preem doing a fantastic job. A little bit of oversteer there and a little bit earlier of a transition, but doing a fantastic job recovering from a major change in line there. Oh, super a super late transition from Preem, but doing a great job at catching up and slowing down to find the door again of Fly Fuzzball. Definitely an interesting OMT. Once Addict Actual on the panel. Okay, it's already Preem is on the advance into the top 8. Fly Fuzzball is out. You gotta walk me through that, Addict Actual.
So on the first run, that honestly just looked like Fly come in a little bit too hot and on the inside line.
So that was a DNF on his chase.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was yeah, just caused the chase. Yeah.
And Preem didn't DNF on his chase, so it's automatically a win for.
I was gonna say he was really close to it, but yeah.
Yeah, that was when
I'm surprised he was able to get that one back.
Yeah, I cannot believe he was able to get the car to transfer weight again with how much angle he had going into the touch and go. It definitely caused a late transition, but hey, he's counting his lucky stars. It's a unanimous decision. Preem is on the up and up, but I think that takes us into the top 8 officially. It is going to be YSS Preem facing off against IX Baz for the top 4 spot here in Long Beach. The bracket will update, but we did just see Preem and Fuzzball go head to head. Our first one more time of the day. Again, now meeting CCX Baz in the top 8 to battle for our top 4 position. Now, Baz has been waiting just a little bit for the rest of these runs to go through. Maybe Preem has a little bit of an advantage here. But CCX versus YSS, kind of a classic duel here. And two incredibly talented drivers. Baz with his sort of trademark initiation here, just so smooth. He knows exactly where he wants to put the car, and he has the skill to put it there. Incredibly intelligent driver, such a smooth drive through the hairpin. A beautiful lead from Baz, looking absolutely textbook, and Preem showing he can hang with the best of them and just continues on the door.
That was a really good battle.
That was
excited to see the second half of it.
Great run, yeah. Wait, was I too far away or something?
No,
okay.
No, that's only the first half.
True. Yeah, okay, sorry. I'm a little slow today, I think. Either way, Preem in the lead now. It's going to be hard to match the absolute textbook run from Baz in his lead, but I'm sure Preem is up to the challenge. It is Why So Serious? Preem taking on Casual Crew Baz for the top 4 in Long Beach. Now Baz kind of making sure that he doesn't cause himself to DNF by getting too close on the initiation, making sure he leaves just a little bit of space for that e-brake entry into OZ1 from YSS Preem, but it's still an amazing lead from both drivers there. It's going to be tough to decide on that one. Very, very solid lead and chase for both drivers. Now, Baz was our silver medalist from round 2 at Oman, but unfortunately unable to make it into the top 4 today. It is a YSS Preem victory over what perhaps could have been a crowd favorite in CCX Baz. Perhaps a little bit of an upset, but Preem definitely came out hot, trying to make sure he got himself into the podium contention, and he does. A top 4 finish. Not finish, we're not done yet, but top 4 appearance for YSS Preem here at Long Beach. A very incredible display, very interesting result. I personally have been watching Baz slide around for a while now, and it's been an absolute treat, but Preem just able to inch ahead here in Long Beach. We'll take it back to the top 32 bracket and see what is in store for us next. YSS Preem going through the gauntlet, taking out JDM Caliber, Fly Fuzzball, and CCX Baz in the top 8 to find himself a position in the semifinals. Up next, we'll see the top right side of your bracket with Young Ziagi, Boosted, Bubba, So Flore, James Neelio, Bronzy, Bionic Bunghole, and NXX Shadow after these commercial breaks. All right, we are back. FDE Season 5, Round 3 at Long Beach continuing to go on. We have our second convoy ready on the line to go. Let's take another quick peek at top 32. We already have YSS Preem waiting in the semifinals for his competitors, but now starting at the top right side of your screen, we should see Young Ziyagi taking on Boosted for our first head-to-head of this convoy, going for their spot in the top 16. We have Young Ziyagi in the lead and Boosted in the chase. Mustang on Mustang violence. Here we go. A little bump in the cone for good luck. And we're off into the initiation. Super clean for that lead driver, Young Ziyagi. Unfortunately, we see Boosted just struggling to catch up. Just not enough grip, not enough power perhaps to get into that door proximity of lead driver Young Ziyagi. And Young Ziyagi has already impressed this season so far. He knows how to control his car, and especially that control's going to pay off in spades here on such a tight corridor that you have in Long Beach. Now, with Boosted having a little bit slower of a build here, it's going to be interesting to see how Ziyagi manages his speed, particularly at the touch and go and the inner clipping zone and the initiation. The middle of the track is usually where the speed is a little bit. It's a nice far left drift, right? So it's a little bit easier to maintain there with left foot brake, but I'd say the initiation and that hairpin are definitely where this could be challenging, but big e-brake from Young Ziyagi on the initiation, already getting into proximity with lead driver Boosted. Boosted having a little bit of contact with the wall and a little bit of contact with Young Ziyagi there, even on OZ3, and the touch and go. A little bit of issue here. A little bit of traffic collision there as lead driver Boosted did hit the wall there and then caused him some extra deceleration. And causing Young Ziyagi to hit him before the hairpin. I would say that is definitely not on the fault of Ziyagi. That definitely was from Boosted's perspective, and the judges see what I see. Young Ziyagi from CCX continues in to the top 16. Boosted with the top 32 appearance here. Definitely nothing to scoff at. Getting into the top 32 out of the around 45 or 50 or so drivers that tried to qualify yesterday is definitely an accomplishment. So well done to Boosted. Looking forward to having you back in round 4, but Ziyagi taking that top 16 spot. Up next, I know this C7 too well. It is CCX Bubba taking on NV1 SoFlo Ray in the equally as gorgeous RX-7. All right. Usually when you see a driver take that much of a gap to the lead driver, they have a bit of a rolling start, but SoFlo Ray, a little bit of a gap here between both drivers. Bubba having to do some left foot braking there to correct his line, causing him to have a bit of an issue into the touch and go and the hairpin. Unfortunately for SoFlo Ray, getting double the damage from the camera truck. Yeah, that's definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm not sure who exactly DNF'd there. We saw some contact from CCX Bubba into OZ3. Actually, no, we probably want to wait to talk about what the judge's ruling is there until after both drivers have had their chance. But yeah, if it were me, I'd say that might have been an uncharacteristic CCX Bubba DNF on the lead. We will see here. Hopefully that Mazda looks like it's leaning to the back left a little bit. Hopefully it can stay put together for the rest of the track. Taking us through the track, it is SoFlo Ray from NV1. Now, and SoFlo Ray might just need to complete their lead run here. Big initiation, a little bit of oversteer from CCX Bubba. Bubba having a hard time here with the initiation, looking to catch back up. Both drivers having a little bit of contact through OZ3, but SoFlo Ray handling it beautifully. CCX Bubba just causing chaos on the track right here. Oh my goodness, I have not seen Bubba flustered like this in all of the rounds he has competed in. Bubba is going to be frustrated with that. Let's take it to the judges panel. We'll wait for their decision. And then we'll walk it through with Addict Actual on the panel. It is not common to see such a veteran driver get flustered like that on the track, and I think exactly what we discussed has taken place. SoFlo Ray advancing into the top 16, taking out a veteran in CCX Bubba. Addict Actual, so that round one, that was the Bubba DNF on the lead, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that turned into a DNF on a lead, and then he DNF'd on
the chase
right
too.
After the fucking initiation.
Oh man, he straightened out the car. Oh. That's a tough pill to swallow. We love CCX Bubba, but unfortunately, looking forward to round 4 to gain any more points in the championship standings out in the top 32. But we have to keep going. It is another pair of great drivers. Actually, Bronzy, a little bit newer of a driver, but James Nealio, definitely a familiar head around FDE. He's going to be leading us through Long Beach first up. A little bit of a rollback there from the Neon Rogue Energy Mustang, but okay. Big error from chase driver Bronzy on the initiation, unfortunately causing him to have an incredible amount of proximity to make up. Now the proximity is going to be hurting him here. A little bit of a miss on that inner clip too, but he did complete it, so it's not necessarily a DNF. I don't know if he straightened out on that initiation through the decel zone. If there was enough of a straight run through the initiation, that might have been an early DNF in the chase there. We'll find out once we get to the judges panel. I think James knows all he has to do here is keep himself on the track. No wall hits, no major contact with the lead driver, and he is home free. It's an easy mistake to make on the initiation. Timing and position on the track is definitely a difficult thing to get consistently. What happened there? Does he want it one more time? What happened there? He just put on his brakes right in the middle of the track.
Yeah, he's right before the cones because
okay.
He got too far ahead of him.
So this right here, these 3 cones, for anyone who's watching and doesn't, maybe not a driver and you're just enjoying your time here on FDE on YouTube and Twitch, the cones here are where the drivers have an opportunity before that white line to end the run and ask for a redo. So you can actually see the tire marks on the track there where James said, nah, well, let's run that back one more time. Bronzy's going to be coming around the corner here, and we'll just get another restart. No problem, no harm, no foul. I was really hoping that wasn't me just turning on the jets and ramming James. It's never happened. It has yet to happen once. So I'm still on a perfect score here with the camera car. But anyways, we have Bronzy in the lead, James in the chase. Let's see if we can get past those 3, 2, 1 cones there. All right, there we go. James is committed to the initiation. Already finding great proximity with lead driver Bronzy. Bronzy with that classic controller player wiggle, but still doing a good job on the lead. Definitely close to the wall there. A little bit of a late transition and a little bit too much speed causing him to go out wide and take a sharper line through the hairpin, but nonetheless a good lead from Bronzy, but James Nealio definitely going to have an advantage here. Yep, there it is. Judge 1, Judge 2, Judge 3 unanimously. James Neilio into the top 16. Good fight from Bronzy, but that initiation probably was just a DNF. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had to reinitiate to get back at angle and was way offline.
Yeah. An early DNF. These, that's why when I see CCX Baz, fortunately out of the competition already, but you see a lot of these more veteran drivers who, they're doing rounds and rounds and rounds on this track in preparation. You can tell they do the same thing, the same position on track, the same speed. The consistency of their initiation is always on display, and that makes it easier to expect how to control yourself into OZ1. Whereas if maybe you're a little bit less experienced, you have less seat time in preparation, each initiation can be kind of a whole new world. So we'll see, obviously, how Bionic Bunghole and NXL Shadow handle this initiation, with Bionic Bunghole leading us through, representing Team Full Lock, and NXL Shadow with Team MDS. Looking good so far. Solid. Great proximity, very consistent proximity. Not absolutely glued to the door, but consistent proximity throughout the entire run. Both drivers giving each other a little bit of a celebration honk there. Looks like Bunghole is keeping his tires warm through the rest of the track. We're going to see him now in the chase and Shadow in the lead. Very good job from both drivers there. A great lead, a great chase. This is going to be where the separation begins, because they're very close right now. And we're off. Top 16 battle between these two drivers. Another very similar looking initiation. Some contact from Shadow, and that's Long Beach, baby. That is Long Beach. A tight corridor. OZ1 and OZ2. You can see Shadow is disappointed there. Just a little bit too much speed and just a hair too little grip. And you are into the wall. It can kind of turn into a little bit of a ping pong situation here. And that's going to be a DNF from that chase drive. So I think Bionic Bunghole's going to take it there. Or lead, sorry. Bionic Bunghole with a advance. NXL Shadow with a small error early on, turning into a bit of a ping pong there in the OZ1, OZ2 area. It's easy to do. Just trying to get back into the angle into OZ2 and just making a bit of a mistake, causing himself to go into the wall there. Gonna be disappointed, but still, top 32 is plenty enough. Up next, SoFlo Ray and Young Ziyagi. I believe this is a top 16 fight here. So let's go ahead and take it back to the bracket. Yes, Young Ziyagi and SoFlo Ray will be up first to fight for top 16. James Neilio and Bionic Bunghole will be up next. Now, this is as big of a rolling start position I have seen all weekend. Let's see if he takes advantage of this speed, this speed he can get from this rolling start. Let's try to make a good horn here.
Those are the kind of rolls I like to start with.
All right, he got his rolling start. Hopefully he can keep up. Beautiful look from Ziyagi. A great lead. Absolutely planted a little bit extra angle there from SoFlo Ray on OZ3. Definitely consistent proximity, not opening up, not closing up, just kind of staying consistent through the track there. Ziagi just looks like he could do this in his sleep.
Oh, that was a beautiful lead from Ziagi.
Yeah. He's looking pretty confident.
I think he's very, very consistent.
Yeah. You can see he is ready to fight for his spot later and later into the bracket. SoFlo Ray has their work cut out for them here. Let's take it through the track with SoFlo Ray in the lead and Ziagi in the chase. Now speed management matters. I'm sure Ziagi has the skill, but anything can happen here. We're through the corridor, around the outside for OZ3. Nice transition here from SoFlo Ray through the touch and go. A great line through the hairpin, but Ziagi says, hello, how you doing? I'm in your mirror. Ziagi really showing his prowess there after the touch and go through that hairpin. Just absolutely predicting.
No, he was glued to his door.
That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
Great lead from both drivers, but young Ziagi takes it. A fantastic lead and chase from young Ziagi. He's looking calm, cool, and collected. He looks like he's ready to fight for the championship, but we obviously have plenty to go still. We're going to see James Neilio and Bionic Bunghole now fight for their position into the top 8. SoFlo Ray in the lead and Bionic Bunghole in the chase. Beautiful run so far. I'm sure this one will be just as nice to watch. Two great liveries, two great teams, two great drivers. Taking us through Long Beach nice and smooth is our lead driver, James Neilio. Almost looking like it could be young Ziagi in that Mustang, honestly. But full lock Bunghole, Bionic Bunghole doing a great job keeping up in proximity, making sure he tries to close up as much as he can on that hairpin. Now again, with Bionic Bunghole in the lead, a top 8 battle. All right, here we go. I'm expecting more smooth slides here. Beautiful run. Both drivers recognizing how smooth that was with a couple of honks and beeps. Absolutely what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. Forza Drift events, putting on a show. Our drivers are absolutely on fire today. James Neilio, Bionic Bunghole, a top 16 battle for top 8. Great lead, great chases. Definitely down to the details here, but the details have been decided. James Neilio advancing for CCX into the top 8. Absolutely incredible showing from Bionic Bunghole, but whether it's, I mean, you got to tell me what was the deciding factors there, Addict Actual?
For me personally, James was just a little bit closer. I mean, they both had really good leads, really good chases.
Yep. So it came down to maybe perhaps proximity throughout the entire track. Yeah.
I think James was in the pocket just a little bit better for most of the chase.
Well, there you go. Small details. But now we have a top 8 battle for top 4. Young Ziyagi taking on James Neilio for the semi-final position. Both drivers from CCX. You have perhaps old school, new school, or maybe new school Mustangs here with the same livery. Kind of funny, but I like it. Two incredible drivers ready to fight it out for the semifinal spot here in Long Beach in round 3 of FDE.
Oh, this should be a good battle.
Oh, yeah. You know these drivers are using each other to sharpen their skills, to sharpen their tunes, and their strategy for each of these rounds. This is interesting. Okay, a little bit of an awkward line initiation from Chase Driver, causing him to propagate the issue throughout the rest of the track. Some trouble from James Neilio and the camera truck, but unfortunately, that issue just kind of propagating through the first few zones there. Too much proximity. Definitely a really slow transition into OZ3, or excuse me, OZ2 as well. Very interesting. So that was James originally in the chase, starting out a little bit off with his line from the initiation and decel zone, causing his line to kind of propagate that mistake through the rest of the track. But it's now James's chance to lead Ziyagi through Long Beach for a top 4 spot. See how Ziyagi handles the initiation. James Neilio going for massive angle on the initiation. Ziyagi giving him his space that he needed to come out of OZ1. Solid run from both drivers. I think James kind of knows what happened there. I think due to the chase, might be a Ziyagi advantage. And it is young Ziyagi coming into Long Beach, quickly fighting through the bracket to find his way into the semifinals. And James Neilio meeting the end of his round 3 appearance in the top 8. He's going to be happy with those points, I'm sure, but perhaps disappointed he doesn't have the opportunity to fight for podium. But young Ziyagi just looks absolutely prepared. I'm not sure who can take him out, but we will find out after these messages. All right. FDE Season 5, Round 3, back once again from commercial break. Another convoy heating up on track as we speak. This is Shunzy over on twitch.tv/Shunzy and youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. Thank you guys for joining us today in the main event. We appreciate everyone hanging out and enjoying your Sunday afternoon with us. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this weekend at Long Beach. I know I have some incredible qualifying runs and high octane action here in the main event. Down to our third convoy of the day, which means we're going to be getting into the third part of the bracket on the bottom left. Let's take it to the top 32 and see what has unfolded already. We have YSS Preem waiting in the top 4 with Young Ziyagi. Young Ziyagi is looking really solid. So is YSS Preem. We'll be going through the bottom left side of your bracket right now. First up, it should be Team Masters and Kid Syfe. Team Masters in the lead with Simply Doors, and Kid Syfe in the chase with D-Gen. All right, we are off into the decel zone and initiation. Kind of correcting his line a little bit is Kid Syfe, as Team Masters puts up a great lead out front through the hairpin. A little bit of contact, slowing down Kid Syfe just a touch. Kid Syfe with a little bit of proximity there, opened up for him early on and just couldn't close it back up. Small correction after the initiation, causing him to kind of take a little bit wider of a line than he initially had. While Team Masters just sped off into the distance. But now it's Kid Syfe's chance to take us through Long Beach and up to Team Masters to put up a good chase to solidify his top 16 spot. Good rolling start from Chase Driver there. A couple of cone hits for good luck. And we're off into the initiation. Team Masters definitely in closer proximity with the lead driver here through the first couple of zones. No wall hits, no... Oh, and that is an unfortunate oversteer into the wall before the touch and go. A lead DNF from Kid Syfe. Now, both of these drivers we've definitely seen around. I know Kid Syfe can hang with the best of them, but a mistake like that can cost you. It's so easy to do, especially at that point on the track. Team Masters takes his spot in the top 16, and Kid Syfe ends in the top 32. Now, that is something we have seen happen time and time again. Just too much angle, not able to whip that body weight back around in preparation for the second transition on track. But we'll take it back as we continue through the bracket. Another battle for top 16. It is Dakeem taking on... It's not Black Viper. This is, repeat, not Black Viper in the caddy. Dakeem in the 240. Here we go. And we're off. Dakeem, a track creator for FDE for I believe every season. Little bit of contact there on OZ1, causing him a little bit extra speed into OZ3. I saw that bumper hit coming from a mile away, but we're looking good through the hairpin. A little bit of a wide angle on the exit of the hairpin for lead driver Dakeem, but not Black Viper doing a good job of keeping himself close, but not too close. Might have actually paid off for him there, because those couple of wall taps might have caused some unnecessary or maybe just some extra contact. You know, can always cause issues for certain builds, especially the builds that are a little bit less grippy. Not Black Viper in the lead now, and Dakeem in the chase. Definitely a short track, so not a lot of time to set yourself apart. Dakeem making a big correction. That was a gamble, and it looks like it's paid off. He definitely is struggling to find a little bit of angle here through OZ2, but able to find his way in close proximity. Some contact late on into the hairpin, but both drivers managing to maintain control and finish the track without too much damage. We'll take it to the judge's decision, but very interesting line change from Dakeem in the initiation. Kind of a little bit more on the inside than not Black Viper, and making a big correction, but causing him to take a bit of an awkward line into OZ3. That proximity opening up and closing back up repeatedly, but ending with a little bit of contact in that last inner clip hairpin. Obviously, the judges are discussing the details of that one. I definitely want to point out Dakeem is obviously a seasoned driver, not just part of the production of FDE, and it's not Black Viper. I'm not sure if he was here in round 2, as the only drivers I was able to see were the ones who made it into the top 32. I don't have information on everyone that attempted to qualify, but the first time I've seen not Black Viper doing a good job in the ATS Cadillac, but perhaps not enough to take out Dakeem. We'll see what the decision is here. Dakeem with a little bit more of an awkward way through the course on his chase. Looks like Judge 3 goes for a one more time. We'll see if Judge 1 and Judge 2 agree. If they can't come to an agreement, okay, they do. Judge 1, Judge 3, one more time. Dakeem is going to lead not Black Viper through the track again. And it's not Black Viper actually getting an advance from Judge 2. So perhaps a little bit of insight into what could have been and what still could be. Black Viper just needs to keep cool and avoid a DNF here. Dakeem getting another shot at his chase. But first up, Dakeem in the lead and not Black Viper in the chase. Ooh, big wall hit before the judge section, but it doesn't look like it hurt him too much. Dakeem with a little bit of same situation. Some bumper rash on OZ1, clear through OZ3. A little bit of contact, a little bit more contact through the hairpin, but a completed run. Really good job from not Black Viper through the course, doing a good job with proximity. Dakeem with a solid line through the track. Still a little bit of contact in OZ1, but nothing major. As long as it's not pushing you offline or it's not decelerating you too much, it should be fine. Now this is where Dakeem made a couple of mistakes that caused this one more time. Perhaps he's able to tighten things up a little bit here with not Black Viper in the lead. A little squirrely out the gate from not Black Viper, but here we are in the initiation, a massive initiation with a little bit of extra deceleration there. from Not Black Viper, but Dakeem handles it well and is able to find the door of Not Black Viper. Here we go with the transition into the hairpin. A little bit more contact here. Both drivers keeping angle. Both drivers a little bit extra contact still. Dakeem on the door through the hairpin. Review mirrors are being slapped. Definitely a solid run from both drivers. I'm sure Dakeem is going to be happy with that one more time, as he definitely had a better go of it on that second go around in his chase run. Dakeem advanced from Judge 1 and Judge 3, and Dakeem claws victory away from the jaws of defeat with a one more time that goes in his favor. Not Black Viper able to make it into the top 32, but unfortunately meeting his end as Dakeem swims into top 16. Another top 32 battle for a top 16 position. We have Crazy Yoda in the lead with Crewx in the chase. Now, Crazy Yoda is another 90s club driver from yesterday. Massive initiation from him. It looks like Crewx kind of getting onto the rumbles with an inside line, a little bit perhaps too inside and a little bit too much speed here. He manages to avoid the wall with perhaps a little bit of left foot braking there, but oh, that's a DNF from chase driver Crewx. 3 tires off the track is unfortunately a DNF'd run. It looks like Crewx, once he has the angle, he has the line, but it seems like he's just trying to make up the proximity with Crazy Yoda using speed, and that kind of spelling defeat for him there on really nearly to OZ3, kind of setting himself up to hit the wall and having to lose speed quickly, but unable to lose that speed into the hairpin, going off course. And a great lead from Yoda. But here we go. Crazy Yoda now in the chase. Yoda just needs to not DNF his chase. And Crewx just needs to have a bit of fun here, hoping that he can get lucky. Oh, that is an unfortunate DNF from the lead run. Crewx just not able to keep himself on track. He did a great job yesterday in the qualifying session. You know he's going to be frustrated, but that's the name of the game. Anything can happen on competition day, even if you hit a good quali. A lot of respect for that driver right there, taking himself off the board. And Crazy Yoda into the top 16. Believe that was our last top 16 battle, perhaps. Nope, we do have one more. You can see it there on the bottom left. It's going to be Spunky Monkey versus Prez JFK Sr. Then we will be moving on to the top 8, the battles for top 8. But first up, we got Prez JFK Sr. in the chase. A good attempt from Crewx. You can see that he knows the track. He's able to have a smooth style, but speed management is a big part of these head-to-heads, especially on Long Beach when you have fast sections going into such slow speed. And so, there's 2 deceleration sections. So you have the initiation, you have that touch and go decel. Speed management matters a lot. Now we're just going to be sitting here for a second, waiting for Spunky Monkey to get to the track. Looks like I'm getting word that Forza Horizon 5 has trapped him in Rewind. So yeah, if you play Forza Horizon 5, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't play Forza Horizon 5, I appreciate you hanging out with us. But yeah, sometimes if you If you hit the rewind button, which basically just rewinds you through time and a certain distance in the game, it can glitch, and it just continues to rewind and rewind and rewind and rewind. So, cheers to the developers for never fixing that. Love you guys. It's not like it's been 4 years or anything, but that's okay.
No, you guys still play it. Why should we fix it?
Just enjoying our site here. You know, I've actually been to Long Beach, where the track is. It's a really beautiful area in Long Beach, California.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah, there's a really awesome park that has a lighthouse. I think there's like an aquarium there, and then there's like a lighthouse as well. It's a great spot. Really beautiful out there, especially during summer. It's quintessential California living. Prez JFK Sr. getting a little antsy here on the track in the Gojira R32. Love the liveries, man. I don't know about you guys. We should all vote. We should all vote in the FDE Discord to have a livery competition next to the driving competition, in my opinion. Original entries only, so you can't just copy paste something. But maybe even something between teams, like instead of it being like an individual thing, like CCX, obviously they all run the same livery, so perhaps a team-based livery competition, because, I don't know, it's a whole level of the game. It's a whole part of this skill expression in the game for sure. Spunky Monkey lost in the void of time. We hope he finds his way back to us.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's just sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah. Looks like we're getting a regroup call, so we're going to head to commercial break. We'll be back with the last part of our third convoy after this. FDE Season 5, Round 3 at Long Beach, once again coming back at ya live on twitch.tv/Shunzi and youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. Thank you guys for joining this weekend to enjoy some more FDE action. We are in a new convoy. Forza kind of screwed us over there for a second, but we're back. This should get us going again. And we'll be seeing, I'm sure, first up, Spunky Monkey and Prez JFK Sr. as well. We'll go ahead and take it. We are still loading into the track, so let's take it to the top 32 bracket and see what's coming up for us. We'll obviously see T-Mastas and Dakeem going head-to-head for that top 8 position soon, and a little bit of information coming from our judges panel. There has been a judges decision challenge from CCX Baz in his head-to-head with YSS Preem. So we are going to have a rerun for that. We'll give you guys more information on exactly why that decision was made. But first, before we get back to that Baz Preem rerun, we're going to see Spunky Monkey and JFK Sr. fight it out for that top 16 spot. We are still loading in, but good to see everyone on YouTube and Twitch. I finally got my laptop to load up, so we got Supercell Michael and Laggy and New Order over on Twitch. I see Zanzi, Irish, Dakota, Matt Trioza, Sir Seek, as known as Crazy Yoda, Joel Clues and Andy Johnson over on YouTube. Good to see you, all you gentlemen. Thanks for giving us drone mode. Yeah, so for anyone watching, this is not a drone mode that we're using in FDE. This is this is a someone just got pushed off the track. This is a camera car. So there's we used to have a Porsche Taycan, but now we use the Mercedes-Benz truck, the racing truck. So I always got to make sure I'm not too close to the drivers in front of me, otherwise I can ruin someone's run. Okay, we are back on the track. We should see the top 16 battle first. So I'm going to go back to the track at Long Beach, where we have these two drivers. It's going to be Spunky Monkey in the lead and Prez JFK Sr. in the chase. An R33 versus an R32. Gotta love that. Here we go. Looking good so far. Both drivers able to get through OZ1 pretty cleanly. Looks like Prez JFK Sr. with a little bit of contact on that transition, doing what he can to speed up and close proximity with lead driver through the OZ3. A beautiful hairpin from both drivers. An incredible run from these two drivers. Wow.
That last transition in that last corner was so good from both of them. That was really nice. So
smooth. Spunky Monkey with a fantastic lead, and D2DA door-to-door action. Prez JFK looking incredible in the chase as well. Gotta love a nice touch and go and hairpin on Long Beach. Nice slow speed slides, just synchronized completely. But now it's Prez JFK Sr.'s job to lead us through the track. Spunky Monkey's job to do just as much, hopefully more for his sake. On the chase, a little bit of contact there with the wall. I've seen that a lot. I'm not sure if that's just on the perspective we have or if they're actually making contact there. But you can see that unfortunately opened up a lot of proximity. And Prez JFK Sr. is taking full advantage of it. A lot of room to make up there for Spunky Monkey in the chase. A good run on both ends, on chase and lead, but I think proximity is going to decide it there. Judge 1 for Prez JFK Sr. Judge 3 for Prez JFK Sr. into the top 16. Spunky Monkey ending his time in round 3 in the top 32. Very good showing. A good battle too. It was not super different in the chases, but a little bit of a mistake early on opened up proximity that he just did not have the speed to close back up. But well done. Onward and upward into 2 more drivers. It's going to be T Mastas and Dakeem fighting for a top 8 position. Both of these drivers already making it into the top 16. Now fighting further into the bracket. T Mastas in the lead with Simply Doors, and Dakeem a solo driver, but we all know him as the one of the track creators of the FDE production team for many seasons, I believe since the start. So a community legend going deep into a slide on the initiation. Good slides through OZ2, perhaps a little bit of wall contact. I saw that coming from both drivers. Now this transition. Lots of contact there, causing him to slow down quite a bit. Lead driver T-Mast is doing a fantastic job of taking that contact and sponging it. Definitely hurt Dakeem more than it hurt the lead driver there. Now Dakeem's chance to lead us through the track. Just a little bit of contact on OZ3 and on the hairpin. We'll see if T Mastas is up to the challenge. Bit of a rolling start for T Mastas there. Looks like a good beginning of a good run. Dakeem with the body weight transfer for the initiation. Lots and lots of angle. Excuse me. Okay. So I think Dakeem was going to end up missing OZ1. I don't know if that's going to be a rerun. I did make contact with the chase driver there, but that was a lot of slowdown I did not expect. I'm going to have to wait for the word from our judges. I'm confused. Okay. What happened, Addict, actual? Was that my fault? Shit.
No, actually, it looked like Dak he didn't have the right angle, the right line, or nothing like that. So,
okay.
He ended up DNFing on that. He ended up pulling out of it.
Damn. Okay, so a Dakeem DNF causing T-Masters to slow down, and my truck could not stop in time. It's a pretty heavy machine we got going on for a camera car. It's not a little MX-5, it's a giant truck. But anyways, T-Masters finding his way into the top 8. Unfortunately for Dakeem, a good chase, but the lead is DNF'd. So he'll find his way out of round 3, but still in the top 16, so a decent run for Dakeem for sure. But next up, it's going to be Crazy Yoda and Prez JFK Sr. fighting it out for that top 8 spot. Let's meet them on the track. It looks like we have Crazy Yoda in the lead and Prez JFK Sr. in the chase. CCX versus door-to-door action. Massive angle from Crazy Yoda in the lead, otherwise known as Sir Seek in the YouTube chat. Beautiful slide through OZ2 and 3. Not a ton of coverage over that touch and go. A little bit awkward there at the end too, kind of sliding almost into the wall there, but still able to straighten back out. Crazy Yoda doing a good job, just perhaps a little bit late on the transition after the touch and go. And unfortunately hitting a curb. It's okay. Thankfully, none of the damage actually affects the cars in Forza. Otherwise, we wouldn't be taking jumps over curbs. Prez JFK Sr.
There is rally in here for a reason.
There you go. Prez JFK Sr. in the lead, Crazy Yoda in the chase. Oh yeah, classic Long Beach, right, Matrioza? Another big initiation from chase driver Crazy Yoda. Looks like Prez JFK Sr. has a little bit of a proximity from Crazy Yoda. Crazy Yoda is trying to make back up that distance to try and get ready for the hairpin. He does so, but very, very shallow on that hairpin. This is going to be interesting. Crazy Yoda not adhering to the line, definitely trying to make up space by taking a shallower line. We'll see if that costs him. But Prez JFK Sr. doing a fantastic job maintaining angle and a solid line through the track. Also a solid initiation as well. I think perhaps Crazy Yoda just got too much sauce on the initiation, causing him to have a little bit less speed and allowing a window of opportunity for Prez JFK Sr. to take him out. Crazy Yoda out of the competition at top 16, and Prez JFK Sr. for D2DA into the top 8. Now, Crazy Yoda's initiations are something to behold, but when you're in that chase position, you don't got to throw a backy. You just got to make sure you're on the door. So maybe a little bit of a, good habits die hard, perhaps. If you're in the lead or quali, I mean, let's go. But that's the one time you kind of want to just sacrifice your angle for proximity. However, we move onward. T Masters and Prez JFK Sr. here on the track fighting for a semi-final position. T Masters in the lead and Prez JFK Sr. in the chase. Top 8 fighting for top 4 here at Long Beach in round 3 of season 5. So far, so good. A little bit of correction there from Prez JFK Sr. while T Masters is looking planted in his line and angle. Good timing for that transition for a smooth arch through the hairpin, and he does an incredible job leading Prez JFK Sr. through the track. Prez having some trouble early on, perhaps not as much angle through some of these zones, trying to get a little bit more grip to close the proximity, but we're not judges here. Only Addict Actual is with Shred It and Pogo the Clown. I just sit here and watch and enjoy with y'all. We got Prez JFK Sr. now in the lead, and T Masters with a massive run up, so I'm going to go ahead and try to give T Masters as solid of a horn as I can. Battle for top 4. All right, and we're off. Looking good out the gate. Past to the judge section, and here we are. Round 3 battle, while Prez JFK Sr. looking very similar to the last run from these drivers, but the proximity closing up much quicker for T Masters, slowing down and getting some contact at the touch and go. Not sure whose fault that was. There was a lot of deceleration from lead driver Prez JFK at kind of an awkward spot. I think he was trying to slow down to transition the body weight there, but slowing down before the touch and go is that's not a decel zone. The decel zone is after the touch and go. And it's true. Prez JFK Sr. with too early of a slowdown, decelerating before the touch and go instead of after, causing the chase driver to DNFing himself by causing the chase driver to slam into him. So Team Masters with a solid lead, and an unfortunate mistake from Prez JFK Sr. in the chase, or excuse me, in his lead, confusing myself here, means Team Masters heads into the semifinals. Now, I am not sure. Okay, I think that's the end of this convoy. Okay, let's take a look at the top 32. I'm confusing myself here. But good runs from Team Masters and Prez JFK Sr. I thought we were going to see the rerun for Baz and Preem, but I think we're going to see that up next. So we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll see you back here at Long Beach after these messages. All right, we are back. Season 5, Round 3 at Long Beach is coming to a close, but we have plenty more in store for us still. Starting out with a CCX Baz and YSS Preem rerun. This is not a one more time. This is a unique circumstance, if I might add myself, but Addict Actual Judge number 1 for this season. Can you kind of walk me through why exactly we're doing a rerun for this top 4 battle?
So, us as the judges missed something at the end of Supreme's lead. He ended up angling up too much, basically, and choked up. It choked up Baz. He had nowhere to go and ended up forcing him to drive into a wall. And you can't do that. That's technically not a completed run. He was past the amount of angles that car would allow him to have at that speed, and he was not going to get it back.
So basically, he is in an oversteer situation before the end of the judge section, which is an uncompleted run, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So after
you have to still be in control of the car across the line. Yes, we want to see a lot of angle there, but no, not that much. You got to be able. Again, it's got to be under control. Where you're actively losing control before the judge section, and then the judge section goes past, and you're hitting a wall immediately. That obviously shows that you're not in control of the car. Yeah. Okay. So out of control. And now, this situation obviously was something that the judges originally missed, so this isn't a one more time, it's just going to be a rerun. So, the top 8 drivers, CCX Baz and YSS Preem, will be getting a rerun to fight for the top 4. T Mastas awaits the victor, and Young Ziagi still needs to have his opponent go through the bracket on the bottom right. We'll see Zanzi and Booty Patrol, TKOG and M4 Chippy, Play Pro and Slides for Days, and Daddy Dilds taking on GT2 Picasso. But of course, first up, we're going to finish off this rerun for Baz and Preem. We'll go ahead and take it to the gameplay screen. I'm sure y'all don't mind seeing behind the scenes just a little bit. Have our Forza Horizon 5 convoy ready to go. Loading into the track here at Long Beach. This should be the final convoy, as if you looked at the scoreboard, you'll notice that we do have Young Ziagi and T Mastas in the convoy. So we'll be able to go through the Baz Preem rerun, the bottom right hand side of the bracket for top 16, top 8, and semifinal. And then we'll have the semifinals themselves and see who cuts it into the top 2, of course, the finals of round 3. But we won't get too ahead of ourselves as we're driving up the ramp, finding our way to the starting area. Nice and clean, all the drivers lining up and awaiting their turns. And here we have YSS Preem going to be taking the lead first. CCX Baz. Actually, it looks like Baz is going to be in the lead first. T Mastas wants to come and do his rewind. So this is what drivers do. They kind of put themselves in position, then they press the rewind button, and it actually puts them into a ghosted state. But anyways, that's a little bit of behind the scenes. Thought I'd enjoy that for a second. But it's pretty serious. CCX Baz and YSS Preem are back on the line fighting for a semifinal spot here after the judges reviewed footage and noticed that Preem, actually it was a CCX Baz contention for the results. So here we are, Baz in the lead and Preem in the chase for a semifinal spot in round 3 at Long Beach. All right, here we go.
Okay. OZ2 was missed by YSS Preem there. He was unfortunately too much on the inside. I think it was a bit of a late transition, causing him to need to go on an inside line. It's definitely going to be frustrating. It's just as easy for Baz to make the same mistake. We'll see what happens, but I think as it stands now, the chase driver Preem in that last run definitely made a little bit of a mistake. We'll see if Baz gets a clean run through on his chase and how Preem is able to lead us through the track. That was a rewind situation. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm going to keep following Baz through the rest of the course. I'm not sure what happened there or why it happened, but that was already into the judged zone. Okay. It looks like that was a forfeit by Preem. He might have seen a major collision coming, perhaps carrying too much speed. I think he was carrying too much speed into OZ1, and he could see what was about to happen and was going to hit the wall, and maybe just went into rewind there. We're going to wait for the official decision from judges on this panel. A little bit of in a dramatic fashion, CCX Baz challenges the original decision and comes out on top in the official rerun for the semifinal position. So YSS Preem, unfortunately, in the original run between these drivers, was not able to maintain control after the hairpin. The driver
said basically he hit rewind instead of upshift on the controller.
Are you kidding me? Preem? I think that's happened before. I think there's
probably has.
I think I've seen that happen before, but what a frustrating time for that to happen. It was an accidental rewind. Matt Trioza had it on YouTube. He wasn't able to upshift, he rewound. That is well, hey, anything can happen. It's Long Beach. Perhaps maybe the track is cursed, but we do need to continue. We're going to go back to the top 32 to just refresh ourselves here. Baz, in a interesting way, getting his way into the top 4. Hey, there's a reason why in the rulebook that there is the open opportunity for our drivers to challenge decisions. If our judges and FDE staff go and review the footage and they deem that the challenge is successful, it opens up opportunities for things like this. So all by the book, but Baz in the semifinals. Now we will see Zanzi and Booty Patrol on the bottom right hand of your screen fighting their way into the top 16. First time we've seen this happen. Holy cow. That is really unfortunate. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're a competitor and you're using a controller, make sure you don't got any like Cheeto dust or anything on your controller, all right? You gotta want to get a Clorox wipe, you know what I mean? Wipe off your controller, make sure your fingers aren't going to slip or at all, you know what I mean? But anyways, we move on. Zanzi in the lead, our gold medalist from round 2, taking on a jittering Nissan Stagea in Booty Patrol. Booty Patrol, I love that Nissan Stagea, but really surprising run from Booty Patrol yesterday. I believe it ended up being a high 80s score, but Booty Patrol really came out with some heat yesterday during qualies. You can see he has the angle, he knows the line, but I think the grip and speed is going the way of Zanzi. You can see the Stagea with Booty Patrol behind the wheel trying to make up that proximity, spending a little bit too much onto the speedometer into the hairpin and kind of taking a sharp angle through it. So a solid lead, beautiful lead from Zanzi, but unfortunately for Booty Patrol, just not enough grip, not enough speed for, perhaps not enough weight. You know, grip is a factor with a lot of variables, so, you know, situations like this, perhaps a little bit more weight on the rear, a little bit less rear camber. There's tons of things you can do, but, of course, Booty Patrol in the lead now, going to force Zanzi to manage his speed, as there is a bit of a obvious speed discrepancy between these two builds. Zanzi looking super confident with his initiation. Big E-brake, but allowing himself extra space to make up for it pretty quickly. You can see Booty Patrol just having a little bit of problems with that Stygia, not having a lot of angle. Zanzi's trying to find his door, but Booty Patrol's trying to find angle to allow him to find the door, and just perhaps not as dialed in of a tune as Zanzi's. Definitely think Zanzi has the advantage there. Looks like the judges agree. So far, Judge 1, and there's the kicker. Judge 1, 2, and 3. Zanzi advances into the top 16. Up next, we should see TKOG and M4 Chippy. TKOG in the lead, M4 Chippy in the chase. Looks like we actually might be skipping those two drivers for right now. I think this is actually going to be Play Pro and Slides for Days on the line. Play Pro, obviously part of the FDE production team, giving us some beautiful... Ooh, that's a lot of speed. Giving us some beautiful track showcases throughout the entire season. And obviously some good looks on Long Beach. Ooh, thought that was going to be an oversteer situation from the lead driver Play Pro right there, but no oversteer. A little bit of contact there from Chase Driver, but both drivers getting over the finish line in one piece. Slides for Days, I think struggling a little bit with that Corvette, trying to make decisions on proximity or angle. Definitely had a bit of an issue out of the gate. You will definitely want to see him having more matched speed coming out of the initiation zone. But he was trying to speed up because he had kind of lost too much grip on the line. Maybe needs some traction control or just more overall grip. But now has the opportunity to force Play Pro into a bad spot as he leads us through Long Beach. Okay, this is interesting. Bit of contact there from the lead driver onto OZ3. A sharp run through the hairpin. I gotta say, I'm a little confused. So Slide for Days went out pretty far ahead, but I'm not sure if we saw a lot of angle from him. We'll see what the judges decide. We have some Play Pro fans in the chat. He had a beautiful lead run, and on the chase, it was looking just as good, but the proximity was just awkwardly wide. It was interesting to see. Zanzi driving with numb arms. Interesting. Interesting strategy. We'll see if that pays off as we go into the rest of the bracket. Obviously, the judges are taking time to review the footage, make sure they have the right choice. Play Pro with really smooth slides and slides for days, just with a lot of speed on his lead. We'll see a one more time called out for this top 32 battle for top 16. Between these two drivers, we'll see Play Pro back in the lead and see if Slide for Days can tighten up his chase run. See if he can get out the gate a little bit better as well. All right, here we go. Definitely out the gate better this time. You could see he was struggling for traction last time, but not so much this time. Lots of contact there, causing both drivers to go straight. Play Pro doing a great job of sponging the contact and continuing on through the rest of the track. Slides for Days, just a little bit too much speed into the initiation, causing some unwanted contact. And then just kind of struggling. I mean, doing good with proximity, I don't know. I would definitely want to review that one. I was kind of caught off guard by a couple of things going on. Slides for Days just having really strong wiggle. I think that might be costing him. The wiggle that he has with his controller is just really strong back and forth. But Slides for Days back in the lead. I'm going to try to keep as close as I possibly can, so I'm going to stay quiet throughout this run to make sure I stay close to Play Pro without hitting him, so I can keep my eye on that lead driver. Lots of contact. Yeah, Slides for Days just having trouble with speed management, I would say. But maintaining control well enough through the finish line. This is an interesting one more time. You can see sometimes he gets so much speed, he has the trouble slowing down. But then on that hairpin, he seemed to be in complete control. So I know it's not another one more time. This is going to be another decision here. Looks like we got some Play Pro votes in the chat. Judge one more time. It's another one more time. Our first and perhaps only double OMT of the weekend at Long Beach between Play Pro and Slides for Days. Now, 3 times in a row, you're definitely going to see them tightening things up. This is going to be interesting. Play Pro back in the lead, Slides for Days, another chance to make his chase even better. More contact. Straightening out to catch up. Too much speed, contact with the wall for Slides for Days. Play Pro calm, cool, and collected through the hairpin. Chase driver coming to a complete halt and trying to continue straight, but that looked like a DNF. Looks like Slide for Days was really trying to get proximity tight with lead driver Play Pro, but too much speed in that hairpin is a recipe for disaster. Slides for days, still having fun, enjoying himself around the track, coming back to lead us through Long Beach, play pro in the chase. Second one more time here, a battle for the top 16. Definitely an interesting one. Both drivers trying to fight their way into the rest of the bracket. I think Play Pro might have a big advantage here, though, as Slides for Days did have a big DNF on his chase, and I think it might be another DNF here. I'm not sure. Both drivers are going to continue through the rest of the track. Perhaps a little bit of exhaustion coming out from lead driver here, causing him to kind of be a little bit sloppier through the track. I'm at a loss for words. Just basically saying, hold my beer, I can do the same thing. I'm just trading mistakes here, but I don't know. I you know, it comes down to the details, whether or not it's chaseable, whether or not it's a completed run. We'll see. We'll see what the judges have to say. It's a Play Pro advance. Okay. Double one more time turns into a Play Pro advance. I think Slides for Days did his best. He definitely got close, but just a little more to tighten up. Definitely not a triple one more time. It is Play Pro in the top 16. All right. Who are we seeing up next? It's going to be Daddy Dilds and GT2 Picasso, or it could be TKOG with M4 Chippy. We'll see who is on the line first up. TKOG in the lead and M4 Chippy in the chase. Looks like TKOG with YSS and M4 Chippy with CCX. Empire versus the Republic, if you will. Whoa, that's a lot of desync there, but looks like we are going to continue through the line. That was scary for me. Never want to have any contact with the chase driver there, but it looks like chase driver M4 Chippy might be experiencing just a little bit of server desync. Wouldn't surprise me if they are experiencing quite a bit of lag there. Holy cow, it's destruction.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the disadvantage of being all over the world doing this.
Yeah, and our convoy leader right now is CCX Baz. And
that's probably
he's
worse.
Australian, so these servers are sweating. M4 Chippy in the lead, TKOG in the chase. Hopefully this desync doesn't happen at an inconvenient time, because it could cause some serious problems for the chase driver. As you see there, some contact with the wall and with each other. The chase driver, TKOG, is doing a really good job of maintaining proximity without too much contact. And finishing it off strongly. Holy cow, TKOG is doing an incredible job with proximity on an opponent that is having desync errors. Gotta give a little bit of extra kudos for that. We'll see what the judges think. It is a Judge 3 advance for TKOG. Unanimous decision. TKOG taking out CCX M4 Chippy and finding his way into the top 16. Definitely some extra style points there for being so close in proximity, really committing to the chase run. Meanwhile, M4 Chippy might just be having a little bit of lag issues. It's unfortunate, but you know, the virtual nature of our competition, it's gonna happen. Hey, good to see you, Spets. Thanks for joining us on Twitch. All right, Zanzi taking on TKOG. This is going to be a top 16 for a top 8 position. TKOG perhaps a little bit more warmed up. CCX, or excuse me, I don't think Zanzi is part of CCX. He's actually a solo driver. That purple livery might fool you. but both drivers doing an incredible job through the first two zones. OZ3, our transition into the hairpin, and my goodness, TKOG is serious. Zanzi is putting up a great lead line, but TKOG is just playing with his door throughout the entire course. All the palm trees have been completely destroyed over here. Not as nice of a drive anymore, but hey. Oh, shit. Okay. Hopefully I don't take that with me. All right, here we are. YSS TKOG against Zanzi, our round 2 gold medalist. Fighting for their top 8 spot in round 3 at Long Beach. A little bit of contact there. All right, clean all the way through. If it comes down to proximity and not mistakes, I'd say the proximity for TKOG was a little bit tighter, but definitely a close battle for top 8. Now, you can also review the footage if you're watching on YouTube. It's youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. Fortunately, YouTube does have a timeline scrubber, so you can rewind, pause, and play. So if you want to be able to review footage just like our judges can, head over to youtube.com/Forza Drift Events. If I was just watching, I obviously don't have the chance to rewind myself, but if I could, I would, because I would love to see that head-to-head back. I'm really trying to get as close as I can with the camera car to make sure that we have all of the information, accurate information as we can. So I'm not necessarily catching all of the details. We have Drifter03 going for a one more time on YouTube. I think I might have to agree. Judge 1 says it's a Zanzi advance, but Judge 2 and Judge 3 are taking their time. Yes, sir. Good to see you, Apollo. It's been a great day. There's been a lot of interesting happenings and goings-ons, but it's been fun. Long Beach, I feel like it's not like I've watched a lot of IRL Long Beach battles, but it feels like whatever goes on in with the surprise runs in real life, you can definitely feel that on this virtual stage. It's a Zanzi advance. Judge 1 and Judge 3 go for Zanzi. So TKOG able to get into the top 16, but Zanzi taking him out and going into the top 8. Addict Actual. What was, I mean, the judges took a long time there, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that it was a difficult decision. But what was the deciding factor?
Personally for me, Zanz followed the line in the chase better. He wasn't quite there. Then in Peacock's lead, he did kind of tap the wall, which caused contact, which then affected the chase.
Okay.
So yeah,
So
I was
perhaps
just leaning toward them. It was really close though. Otherwise,
yeah. I mean, I didn't. If I had to make a decision or to make a prediction, I would have had to rewind there. But you're saying Zanzi just had a little bit better of a lead, and then TKOG or TCOG had a bit more contact with walls and ended up causing contact with the chase driver on his lead. So those little differences ended up being the biggest point, huh? All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think we're actually going to be going for a regroup. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to have up next. It's going to be Daddy Dills and GT2 Picasso going down into the top 4. So obviously Zanzi and TKOG just took place. Zanzi did get the win there. So Daddy Dills and GT2 Picasso, Play Pro is waiting for that head-to-head to find his opponent, and then we'll continue on into the semifinals. We'll be back with more action after these messages. Forza Drift Event Season 5, Round 3 at Long Beach, coming to a close. Our final convoy is loaded up and ready to go. We're going to see a couple of fights for top 16. Well, actually, it's going to be one fight for top 16, a couple for top 8, and then one for top 4, and then we'll have our semi-finals rounded out for us. It's been a hell of a weekend with a lot of classic Long Beach drama, but our top 32 is before you now. Again, Young Ziagi, IX Baz, and T Mastes are 3 of your 4 semi-finalists, and we are about to get through that bottom right-hand side of your bracket right here, right now. So let's take it back to the track. Thank you guys for joining us once again, drivers and fans, on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events and twitch.tv/Shunzi. We have Daddy Dilds in the lead, a 90s club driver for the weekend, his qualifying score, and GT2 Picasso in the chase. Daddy Dilds looking good up there. Hairpin, final piece of the puzzle, and Daddy Dilds with such a beautiful lead. You know when you get a driver with a solid score for qualies like he did yesterday with that 90 plus. Usually in for a treat with a nice lead. GT2 Picasso doing fantastic, even doing a little bit of 360 action, barely avoiding the camera car. Having some fun today. That's what it's all about. We love to see it. All right. Picasso in the lead, Daddy Dilds in the chase. Long Beach round 3 going into the top 16. Who is going to take it? Bit of a slide into the last corner there. Daddy Dilds utilizing the decel zone to get into the pocket of lead driver Picasso. A beautiful lead from both drivers. A clean chase from both drivers, coming down to the smallest of differences, even in a top 16 battle. But looks like Judge won already, and all 3 judges unanimously decide it is Daddy Dilds into the top 16. Now that was a quick decision. Why such a quick decision there? That looked really close to me. Did I miss something?
That was just an absolutely beautiful chase from Dills. He was really good, smooth, consistent. His lead was a little smoother, a little better.
Yeah, the chase was pretty sweet.
That last corner dive in, man, that got me excited.
Yeah, me too. I was like, that was nice. That was sick. Well, Daddy Dilds didn't have to wait very long. Play Pro was waiting for him. Play Pro taking us through Long Beach first with Dilds in the chase. Daddy Dilds perhaps just getting some air really quickly. I don't see him on the track. Taking a little refresher. Taking a swig of something tasty, perhaps. Daddy Dilds calling Daddy Dilds to the track. Yeah, you know this is going to be good head-to-head. Play Pro had to go through a double OMT to make it here with us in top 16. Just inching ahead little by little of Slides for Days, who put up a hell of a fight. But now Play Pro and Daddy Dilds find one another in the top 16, fighting for top 8. Here we go, round 3, Long Beach. know Play Pro has a bit less speed in that build than these Mustangs do. These Mustangs tend to be grippy and speedy and stable. Wow. Daddy Dild's very close in proximity throughout the entire track, and a beautiful lead allows for a beautiful chase. Play Pro with a great lead through the entire track, including that hairpin. And Daddy Dilds with incredible proximity throughout the entirety of Long Beach, having a great time, enjoying himself, slapping a 360 on his Mustang here. Oh, I was trying to leave you space to get around me, bud. There you go. Don't hit the curbs now. These curbs are freaking as tall as half the car. Freaking the wheel would be gone. All right, Play Pro in the chase. Daddy Dilds in the lead. It's going to be tough to match Daddy Dilds' chase, but I'm sure Play Pro's up to the challenge. Here we go. A fight for top 8. See Play Pro definitely sacrificing just a little bit, a few degrees of angle to keep himself in the pocket of Daddy Dilds. Now the transition in the hairpin is where it's going to matter a lot. A little bit of contact sending Play Pro back just a few feet, but beautifully done from both drivers. Again, Daddy Dilds is super confident on Long Beach, and Play Pro is super confident to get himself into the pocket when he wants it. That little bit of contact is the kind of small details that really make a big difference when you're looking at drivers who are so robotic like this. And it looks like Judge 1 already for Daddy Dilds, and a unanimous decision. Daddy Dilds going into the top 8. Play Pro ending his round 3 in top 16. Was it the contact there on the hairpin that made a difference there, Addict?
Play Pro's chase there in the last one for me, he was not as good angle, not as much angle. Kind of took a weird line through there. Yeah. But that was another big thing, is just Dills had a better mimic of the angle in his chase.
Yeah, true.
And it had a little bit better proximity.
It's just the difference in a little bit of grip or a little bit of power there. Is, when you don't have as much, you gotta kind of get a few degrees less in your angle to try to keep up. But a really good valiant effort from Play Pro, but we continue on. It looks like this is going to be a top 8 battle for the final semi-final position to face off against Young Ziyagi, Zanzi, and Daddy Dilds. 2 well-known names, incredible drivers, great qualifying scores, absolutely hammering through the bracket to find one another and fight for podium contention in the semifinals. It's Zanzi versus door-to-door action, Daddy Dilds. Zanzi in the lead, Daddy Dilds in the chase. I don't know. The Supra might be able to match this speed, but we'll see how this goes. Zanzi in the lead, going for the body weight initiation. Daddy Dilds making his line correction early on. You can see actually having to sacrifice a little bit of angle to keep up with the proximity. Beautifully done through the hairpin for Daddy Dilds, and Zanzi just looking dialed in.
That was a good run.
Interesting to see the Supra kind of run away from the speedy Mustang there in OZ2 and OZ3. Yeah, that surprised me a little bit. Oh God.
Bumper cars.
Playing bumper cars on the entry. Okay. Now it's going to be up to Zanzi to chase and Daddy Dilds to put down another beautiful lead here for a semi-final position in FDE Round 3 of Season 5. Beautiful initiation through OZ1 for Zanzi. The touch and go transition. And the hairpin to finish off. Zanzi staying on the rear tire of lead driver Daddy Dilds. A little bit of contact on OZ1, but that's really all I could see. This is going to be a tough decision. I don't doubt we're going to see some reviews. Perhaps a one more time. But this is obviously a semi-final fight. We're down to just 6 drivers, including Zanzi and Daddy Dilds, but it looks like the decision has been made. Zanzi takes out Daddy Dilds for a semi-final spot. Daddy Dilds making it all the way through the bracket into the top 8, back-to-back battles for Daddy Dilds, but unfortunately meeting his match in Zanzi. Yeah, Zanzi, of course, our returning round 2 champ. Gonna be really happy that he's able to continue on and fight for a consecutive podium. But you guys see it on your screen. We're in the last 4 drivers. CCX Baz going through the bracket and taking out OG Old School, YSS Digital, and YSS Preem to take on T Masters, who went through his bracket against Kid Saif, Dakeem, and Prez JFK Sr. So not easy brackets for either driver, and we're going to see Baz lead us through Long Beach up first. CCX Baz in the Supra, Simply Doors, Zanzi. Wait, this is T-Masters. T-Masters, sorry about that. The graphic didn't update and I was reading off of that. Yeah, we have CCX Baz and Simply Doors T-Masters here on the line. Alright, ready to go. I'm gonna shut up and keep up. Contact in the hairpin, causing both drivers to slow down quite a lot, but continuing the drift and angle through the finish line. Great lead from Baz. Love the livery too. Definitely saw a bit of a correction on the line for the chase driver T-Masters there. But like I said, the further you get into the bracket, the less mistakes are going to be obvious. It's going to be down to small differences, small details. Wow, Baz with really close proximity, slowing down just a touch through OZ1, but not costing him much speed at all. Wow, their proximity is tight for CCX Baz through OZ, through the decel zone. Hairpin is going to finish us off at Long Beach. An incredible fight for top 2 between Baz and T-Masters. Incredibly done for both drivers. Wow. Really not much difference there. A great lead, a great chase from both drivers. I would not surprise me if we see a lot of one more times here. And I need to Rewind a touch. Going off track. Gotta wait for the judge's decision. Wouldn't surprise me if we see it one more time. The delay in decision tells me that this is going to be a long review. Harder and harder to, you start looking at things like line and angle throughout the entire course, zone coverage for the entire course, and CCX Baz takes out Team Masters, finds himself in the top 3. Or top 2, rather. Incredibly done. You can see it was close. Judge 3, Shreddit, was looking for a one more time there, but Judge 1 and Judge 2 deciding to send Baz into the finals. And Team Masters getting into the top 4, so lots of championship points there. But just unfortunately, the small details in his run giving Baz an advantage. Onward to our next semi-final. It is CCX Young Ziyagi taking on Zanzi, our round 2 gold medalist. That Supra can keep up with the best of these Mustangs. So smooth from Young Ziyagi. Looking like a carbon copy of all of his other runs this weekend. You can see Zanzi is trying to keep up, but Young Ziyagi has that Mustang so dialed in. That is simply just magnificent. Young Ziyagi obviously has tuned that car to perfection for Long Beach. Now, we have a little bit of a difference in tire composition. One of these drivers, the lead driver, is on a controller, chase driver is on a wheel. So, according to FDE rulebook, you know what that means. But this is now Zanzi's chance to lead Young Ziyagi through the course. Semi-final fight for the finals position to take on CCX Baz. Zanzi with a beautiful initiation into OZ1, but Young Ziyagi is just planted on that door. He's going to be there all day, I suspect, through the touch and go transition into the hairpin. A little bit of contact there, sending Zanzi out wide and causing Young Ziyagi just a little bit of extra slowdown there, even unfortunately making a little bit of contact with the camera car. Sorry about that. But just coming to almost what was a complete halt. Not exactly, but I was too scared of hitting him. Wasn't really paying attention. Young Ziyagi and Zanzi. Now, the proximity was definitely the most obvious difference from me. When you have a player like Young Ziyagi who is on controller and has the rolling stick method so dialed in, you know he is, I mean, obviously, either he's just gifted with it or has been rolling sticks for a long time. It's a difficult thing to learn, but it pays off in dividends. Looks like a Zanzi advance, taking out Young Ziyagi. Zanzi with a unanimous decision to continue on into the finals, able to fight for a second gold medal, potentially a repeat 1-2 from round 2, with Zanzi meeting CCX Baz in the finals once again. Young Ziyagi may have been one of the favorites to get through. But unfortunately taken out by Zanzi in the semifinals with, again, a repeat finals from round 2. So here in round 3 of Long Beach, Season 5 of Forza Drift events, we have our finals. CCX Baz versus solo driver Zanzi. Now I'm going to wait for both these drivers to get into their spots. Wait just a second here, as obviously both of these drivers have been going back to back to back for quite some time. Two beautiful purple Supras to end our weekend. Incredibly talented drivers here, finding their way through the entire bracket and weekend to meet in the finals once again. Perhaps redemption for CCX Baz, and perhaps a second consecutive gold medal for Zanzi. Baz in the lead. Supra on Supra. If I had my choice, I'd take the Mark III, but what can you do? Baz with a great initiation, Zanzi close in behind. Intelligently leaving space for transitions and then finding his way back up the course. A little bit of contact there, causing Zanzi to slow down quite a lot. I've seen that from the even highest elitist, most elite drivers, the highest skilled, most elite drivers have been having issues with contact on that hairpin. The decel zone and the nature of the sharp hairpin at the end, you're already going so slow. Contact like that usually will boost the lead driver and slow down the chase driver. Just the nature of the game that we are playing. But no decision has been made yet. Zanzi still has a chance, and Baz in the chase. Here we go. This is your final round of Season 5, Round 3, Long Beach. I just want to make sure I keep proximity here. These guys are fast. Lots of wall taps from lead driver Zanzi. Here's the hairpin. So smooth from both drivers. Looking great. Baz with a bit more proximity early on, and Zanzi with some wall slaps. Not exactly sure who takes it there, but we'll see what the judges have to say. Now Zanzi with that hairpin snafu at the very last part of his chase, making contact with Baz and coming to perhaps just a few miles an hour as he was spinning his tires and burning rubber to the finish line. But Baz making up a little bit of proximity early on as he got into OZ3. Finally finding the pocket of lead driver Zanzi as they go through the touch and go on a much cleaner hairpin. So trying to compare apples and oranges, but it looks like Judge 3 votes Zanzi. Judge 1 and Judge 2 still deliberating. Could it be another Zanzi victory? This would be 2 golds in 3 rounds for Zanzi. Obviously, the other judges are taking their time with this. They want to get it right, want to review the footage. Of course, it's why I'm trying to make sure we don't have as much of a eagle-eye view anymore, so I got to make sure I keep that good proximity. Again, this is a repeat battle from round 2 at Oman International. Obviously a much different track, a much different course here in Long Beach. Much shorter course. The average runs this weekend are around 15 to 16 seconds. There's only 4 zones and 1 touch and go. And CCX Baz definitely looking to take out his previous champion. Of course, no one wants silver, but double silvers is damn impressive even still. But you know, the competitor inside all of us always wants to go for gold. Zanzi looking for his second of the season, and Baz looking for his first. This could come down for one more time. Judge 3 making his decision. That would be FDE Shreddit, the owner and organizer of FDE. Judge 2, not Canadian, actually from the United States, but that'd be Pogo the Clown. And Judge 1, Addict Actual, going for a one more time. So our round 3 finals will take place once again. CCX Baz and Zanzi just too close to call it for 2 of our judges, and they'll be back on the line to go around one more time. MD, I'm not sure what MD, that would be mental drifting. Okay, I see it on the car there. My mistake. It is Casual Crew Baz and mental drifting Zanzi. Back on the line one more time. Okay. I don't want to admit it, but that could have been a DNF. Zanzi straightening out his whip there, completely straight through the touch and go. He might see the writing on the wall. It's not certain. Obviously, the judges still have to decide what takes place. But if I'm not mistaken, that might have been a chase DNF for Zanzi, which would be soul crushing. Accidentally perhaps hitting the rewind button, or just hitting the rewind button and taking a deep breath. Anything can happen at Long Beach. Zanzi trying to enjoy the moment, as he might have just made the round-defining mistake. CCX Baz now in the chase. MD Zanzi in the lead. Round 3, Season 5 of Forza Drift events. Thank you for joining us on YouTube and Twitch. This could be all she wrote. Zanzi with an incredible initiation. Baz with a bit of an inside line here. All Baz needs to do is finish. Baz with a little bit of angle through the touch and go. And a tight hairpin through the final finish line of the weekend. Man, Baz was holding on to that angle for dear frickin' life. Holy cow. Anything can happen on Long Beach. That could have been an easy W, but hats off to CCX Baz not playing it safe, trying to get that door of Zanzi regardless. It's another one more time between Baz and Zanzi. This is incredible. Baz counting his lucky stars, and Zanzi perhaps doing the exact same. Back-to-back OMTs for our round 3 finals. Hats off to these drivers for the insanely close and fast drifting here in Long Beach. Back-to-back one more time with the finals between 2 repeat visitors to the podium in consecutive rounds. You can't make this up. A beautiful run so far. This is going to be interesting. Baz in the lead once again. You know the nerves are getting into these drivers' heads. This is where competitor mental comes into play. Zanzi with a lot of angle out of OZ2, making a little bit of a correction and costing him a little bit of proximity into the hairpin. Very, very smooth. Zanzi looking absolutely planted while Baz does an incredible lead through the track. As clean as could be. Perhaps a little bit of an angle correction for MD Zanzi outside of OZ2 going into OZ3. That angle correction costing him just a little bit of proximity. But if Baz can match the flawlessness, those tiny bits of proximity turn out to be the biggest deciding factors. Now Zanzi in the lead, Baz in the chase, your second OMT of FDE Season 5, Round 3 at Long Beach. Baz has a lot of angle here, so does Zanzi. Contact onto the hairpin. Lots of angle from both drivers through the hairpin. Zanzi slowing down a lot, but able to manage the contact. Same thing with Baz. Baz just a few miles an hour more. A little bit more momentum going into the final hairpin. I'm telling you. The angle correction from Zanzi, the little bit of contact there at the end of Baz's chase. These are small things in the bigger picture, but when you get down to this final head-to-head, this round 3 finals, small things are the biggest difference. Now it's time for the judges to make a final decision. YouTube enjoying the action. I see all those hearts. We appreciate everyone that has come out this weekend, all of the drivers, all of the Forza drifting enjoyers, and of course FDE staff. A double one more time from repeat podium visitors is definitely an incredible way to end the weekend. I don't know personally who I want more to take the gold. Of course, Zanzi getting a consecutive gold medal in 2 rounds would be an incredible storyline, but CCX Baz getting revenge, as he was the silver medalist for round 2 at Oman International, where Zanzi took gold. Back here fighting for the gold once again. CCX Baz trying to inch ahead on Zanzi. Judge 3 advance for Zanzi. We could see the same situation before, where Zanzi had a Judge 3, but OMT went for Judge 1 and Judge 2. Absolutely incredible stuff from both drivers, especially considering both drivers are on a wheel. Both drivers on the same tire composition, doesn't get much better on the game than this. Great to see you, Reed D Chicken. Glad you guys are enjoying yourself over there. Zonzi Coon. All of our drivers enjoying themselves on the YouTube chat. Enjoying the weekend as we are coming to a close, just waiting for the final deliberation between Judge 1 and Judge 2. It is a Zanzi victory in round 3. Gold for Zanzi, a round 2, round 3, back-to-back gold finalist is MD Zanzi. CCX Baz, unfortunately not able to make the difference in round 2, taking silver once again. Nothing to scoff at. A beautiful, incredible performance from both of these drivers. But when it comes down to it, Zanzi has the number he needs. 2 golds in a row for MD Zanzi. Okay, Addict Actual, you need to talk me through that double one more time in the finals. How are you feeling? What are you thinking?
So those were some really, really close battles.
Yeah.
I mean, they were really good.
When it gets down to the same tire composition, you know it's going to be close, right? You have
and they're
2
both
wheel drivers. Yep.
And they're both very committed, very, very good drivers.
Yep.
So anyway, what it come down to for us is their mistakes in the chase were about even between the both of them. So we ended up going and focusing a lot on their leads, and Zan just had a little bit better lead. Baz missed the touch and go. And
Man,
let me find. There was something else.
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say this: Baz has been getting partial coverage of that touch and go almost all weekend, and damn, it hurts to see that be one of the considerations for this final battle. But you have it there on your screen: Zanzi first, CCX Baz second, and Young Ziagi in third. An incredible podium for round 3 at Long Beach. Wow. So was there anything else that really made the difference, or was it really just coming down to the lead drives for both?
Yeah, it just come down to the leads mainly. Like I said, the chases, they were pretty even in their mistakes and what they did. Hardly any
corrections, hardly any contact. It was pretty dang close. Wow. I'm impressed all around. An incredible weekend. People really came prepared. It came down to really close decisions throughout the entire bracket. It is just a beautiful storyline for our community to see a repeat podium right here for first and second place, with Baz taking a consecutive silver, which of course is a big deal when it comes to championship standings. If you guys want to find more information about that, head over to ForzaDriftEvents.com. You can see all of the championship standing points. Of course, it'll take a little bit of time for us to update those numbers, but if you check it out throughout the week, I'm sure it'll be updated by then. But yeah, if the judges want to come over and have any parting words, of course we have a little bit of information about the next round. I think the next round 4, you said, was that Biker Necky actual?
No, I have to look that on there.
Oh, okay. Is that Shreddit?
Yeah.
What's up? What's up, gentlemen?
Hello.
So, CCX Baz takes another silver, and MD Zanzi takes his second gold. Pretty incredible.
Yeah, it is. It's incredible. Yeah, I don't know. It's I'm kind of wordless for this. The battles were very close as expected, basically. But yeah, I'm happy that with the final one more time we did receive enough
difference.
Difference between the runs, some mistakes, even albeit small, that we could make the call comfortably. Like, this track was a challenge for the judges because of how bad their viewing angle is. Like, you literally can't see what the lead car is doing most of the time.
Especially through OZ2, OZ3, it's kind of like if the proximity is close, the chase driver basically just shadows the lead.
Yeah, exactly. And like the outer tree is pretty much the only place you can see somewhat good, but after that, the touch and go, it's just completely like half blind. So it's annoying, but we deal with it. So
we do the best we can with what Forza Horizon 5 provides us, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, all right. Well, we have our podium. Congratulations to the top 3 drivers and for all of the top 32 for making it through qualifying and battling through the bracket. Any information on round 4?
Yes. Well, yeah, Power Park, obviously. Power Park, Finland. My hometown track.
Hell yeah.
Very good, very nice, very complex yet easy, but also like Long Beach. Easy, simple layout, but made hard with bunch of walls and bunch of tight turns. So it's gonna be a blast. Definitely a challenge for some drivers, but we've been driving that track for a long time. It's been public forever, so I'm expecting most of the drivers handle themselves pretty fine there. But yeah, as for the schedule, hard to say yet. Either December or very early January. That is going to be pretty much it. Sadly, we can't do much here due to staff scheduling.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we have the holidays and everything in front of us, so we are expecting people to enjoy those more anyways.
Yeah,
Black
everyone
Fridays,
has
all the winter
there you go.
Stuff, so.
Hey, you could go through Black Friday and Christmas and come out with it with a new wheel or new controller. You might get some new gear by the end of the year. So maybe round 4 looks different.
I'm kinda expecting while we have this 2-month break, in a way, I'm expecting it to be a good enough refresh that it would make the round 4, round 5, round 6 feel like an entire new season almost.
Yeah.
Because like of the duration of the break and also like just a different mindset. Maybe like after New Year's, the New Year's, and we have literally half a season to go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It's gonna definitely looking forward to it. It's a little bit further away, but of course we have all the holidays to keep us busy. Zanzi over on YouTube, you guys are so welcome. It is a treat to be able to enjoy this community with you guys. Everyone really does play a part in this little gaming community that we have and we support with one another. It's always a blast. We appreciate you guys showing up and putting into practice and having fun over the weekend. For all of the teams putting together team liveries and all of that, it's incredible to watch. I know I'm putting Shredded on the spot here, but I'm still voting for a livery competition on the side. If we could, work something out.
Might be actually something we could do during kind of like off season here, while we're waiting for the round 4 schedule to drop out. So because I know for a fact it's gonna be a month and a half at least before we see another track. But yeah, great
round 3. Round 1 through round 3 have all been pretty exciting. Again, apologies for missing out on round 2, but hopefully a fun round 3 made up for it. We're happy that you guys had fun. I think that's all we have for you. Thank you for joining us on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events and twitch.tv/Shunzi. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Happy holidays. And for those of you in the United States, hey, go out and vote on November 5th. Go check your voter registration online and get to your local polling booth. Anyways, that's all for us. Take care, have fun, and see you all in round 4.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening, boys.
Later.